Wood, oral presentation by Maria Nieto and José Méndez, Simón Bolivar University. Table of content. Introduction. What is wood? History of the wood as construction material. Advantage as disadvantage of wood. Techniques of construction. Types of wood. Maintenance of wood. What is lumber and timber? Venezuela's architecture and the wood. Conclusion. Wood. Wood is the hard substrate that comprises most trees, bushes, and shrubs. It consists of cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin. This organic material has been used as a building material for thousands of years, being second only to stone in terms of its rich and storied history in the world of construction. Architecture absolves many building constructions with the use of natural materials such as wood. Wood is economic, light, strong, and versatile. People often don't understand its advantages and can be put off by its limitations. However, once you understand them, you can start to see the possibilities and realize that wood as a construction material has a lot of potential. New tools and technologies have allowed a deeper understanding of this product, providing a myriad of new architecture solutions. For example, flooding can be prevented by elevating the foundations of the building above the ground plane. Wooden buildings are part of who we are, our history, and our heritage. We have a lot in life of wood constructions, maybe because they create healthy, beautiful, and warm environments in which people thrive, because they are cozy and familiar to the human being. Thanks to the new technologies that have made possible the rediscovery of wood as a construction material, it is now more popular than ever. History of wood. The material has been around forever. The first timber home literally dates back to the Stone Age. At first, the houses of logs were made by logs stacked horizontally and assembled at the corners of the building. When appeared the first wood sawmills, manufacturers began to sawing the trunks of its two sides to optimize the use of the raw material and to standardize the measure of the material. Also, the match we have ancient civilizations, Greeks, Romans, Egyptians, Persians, evokes subtle buildings of brick, stone, or marble. In fact, in the civil architecture, the great cities of antiquity were formed especially for family housing of untreated wood. This, together with overcrowding and the routine use of firewood for cooking and heating, is made that the fires were very common, and they generate as a necessary figure of civilian life to the firefighter. In those places where the shelters or natural shelters no provide you sufficient security, man began to make huts. Probably one of the first materials used for this, if not the first, would be the branches of dry wood that gather of the soil, together with branches that could be gleaned by the strength of the trees. Walking time, axes, and knife, sharpest stone you will cut logs, increasingly heavier, and therefore to achieve a more solid building material. Advantage of the wood. Producing wood costs loud and needs a smaller amount of energy. Wood is an environmentally friendly material. It is a renewable material, that is, if new trees are ground when cutting down some for production. Wood is a relatively strong material. It has low density, that means makes it easier for the product to transport. Wooden construction and furniture are easier to build and work on. Wood has a natural aesthetic look and feel. It makes a good insulator and thus an energy saver. Most wood emits zero electrostatic charge and are not toxic. Wood disposal costs less or not at all. The advantage of wood. Some wood types degrade in the street when wet, making it unstable. Wood is susceptible to termites, woodworms, and infestation. Wood is susceptible to rot and disease. Wood is highly combustible and can't be used at high temperatures. Wood is susceptible to warping as age, temperature, and humidity change. Types of wood. Wood has traditionally been classified into four primary categories: hardwood, softwood, hard and soft, and others. Softwood. The term softwood refers to wood that comes from evergreen or conifer trees. This type of wood grows in cool climates and are predominantly found in countries such as Canada and Russia. These trees grow faster than hardwood trees, and also the wood is cheaper. This wood can be light, soft, and easy to work with when compared to hardwood. Common examples of softwood trees are pine, spruce, cedar, and redwood. Today, most furniture is made using softwood. Hardwood. Hardwoods are those that come from deciduous trees like ash, oak, teak, birch walnut, and mahogany. These woods are stronger and have better texture, color, and great patterns. Furniture made from hardwood is generally considered to be better looking, but hardwoods can be very expensive because these woods are strong and more durable than softwood. They are used for flooring, doors, and windows, and heavy furniture. These woods don't bloat and absorb water easily, so the woods are also used as veneer on manufacturing sheets. hard and soft. The wood from the maple tree comes in two varieties, both hard and soft. Soft maple is relatively easy to work with, while hard maple is heavier and old. Maple hardwood is easier to find than some others, because the woods are ground on commercial farms. Both soft and hard maple are better and stronger than other types of softwoods, and also less expensive than hardwoods, so the woods are a popular choice. Other types. There are other manufactured types of wood or sheets like plywood. Plywood is made by pressing together various sheets of wood, either hard or soft. Other varieties of manufactured wood are medium density fiberboard (MDF) and particle boards. Both of these types are made by pressing wood particles together and building the sheets under pressure. Hardwoods are used on the outer side so they can be given different looks. The sheets are used extensively in interior decoration, kitchen cupboards, shelves, and cabinets. Techniques of wood construction based on lattice. This forms wood construction consists of making structures or a skeleton using beams or linear pieces. Furthermore, the structures are covered with walls and the halls are filled with insulated materials and allow the passage of wiring and pipes easily. Construction with laminated wood. The panels of cross-laminated wood are several layers of boards joining in alternate directions. With them, large pieces are obtained excellent stability and resistance. The constructions in cross-laminated wood consist of using this panel to construct the constructed elements, floors, walls, and ceilings. Basic maintenance of wood. Handle with care. Damage of material may not only be caused by weather and other elements, but also by improper use and handling. Useful tips. When picking up furniture, find the strongest portion and carry it from the point with a firm grip. Moving furniture must be carried out at a slower pace. Protect from the heat and moisture. Wood naturally contains moisture that has to be kept in good balance in order to preserve the material. Useful tips. Place your wooden furniture away from the heating vents, fireplace, and radiators. Don't store them in places where temperature and humidity constantly vary. Most outdoor furniture are made to withstand the weather, but best to cover them when not needed. Avoid placing sweeting glasses or hot dishes on wood without supporting mounts or tablecloth. Dust frequently. It fought hard to give your wooden pieces frequent dusting. This will help remove any deposits from building onto the furniture. Use classic fair duster, lamb's hole duster, or dry towels and cloth. Useful tips. To avoid scattering dust, dampen a cloth solid and gently rubbed on the furnishing. Follow the wood grain as you dust to avoid cross grain scratches. Venezuela's architecture and the wood. Wood is being used as a construction material for so many buildings and situations in Venezuela. We can find wood contribution in different scales. In a small scale, it, it could be part of furniture, and in the big scale, we can find entire houses constructed by this material. An example of the big scale could be the palafitos or pal traditional houses of native. In conclusion, wood is a natural and heritage product, has a good advantage beyond other building materials. It is a material that needs a good maintenance for an optimal result. Despite there are some disadvantages about its endurance, the wood by itself, timber and lumber are a good performance material in the best way that can be possible. There are many types of wood, each one adapting for the certain needs. As well, there are some techniques of construction. That is the case that in the world, the wood had been one of the important materials in the human history, such as the Japanese culture and some Asian tribes and clans. Even in the Stone and Gold Age, there was some architecture with wood in it. Venezuela's clans also used the wood as one of the historic materials.